edited as we speak. So find yourself, if you're an author and you're listening to this, find yourself um, a publisher who's got a proven track record of some sort of success. Stick to them. And I don't know many publishers who um, walk side by side with the author from A to Z, um, or as people call it on the other end of the pond, on the other side of the pond, from A to Z. So I don't know many publishers to do that. Um, if you're working with any, um, um, there is a good chance you're going to get your um, Amazon's bestseller
No,
position.
guaranteed.
Some people
No, it's guaranteed, Cyrus. And that's the reason.
guaranteed.
Guaranteed every time, and because
Yeah.
there's 100% success rate.
Mhm.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. So some people, um, me included in the past, I was thinking perhaps that bestseller position is not required. Then I searched about it, didn't I? So
Mm.
I did a quick search, and then when I say quick search, it took a few months. So and found out it was a door
Mm.
to success that I didn't even know existed. That's all I was saying.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you. Look, a bestseller is, it's a badge to have. Like I always do for my author friends, and I always tell my author friends, if you're a bestseller even once, every other book you write, we can put the badge on that says written by a bestselling author. It makes a difference. Now people are drawn to that gold badge. Like what? That book's won awards. Whereas if you're not a bestseller, you're just like every other book, and people are like, oh well. Do I take a chance or do I not take a chance? But I think more importantly, Cyrus, so my book club, my book readers club, will have people who buy books on launch date. That's what they're there for, right? The reason I can say that is because your launch, everything must align. We align the categories, the dates, we align the price, book launch price. Now, most books that we sell on launch dates, the most we sell a book for on launch date is $2.99. Most books are 99 cents. Whereas it's any other way, trying to promote your books through the back door and trying to get people to sign up for your book, pre-orders, they don't work because many of them are on a promise, and what the book site promotion sites offer you is, where's your book free? And Amazon hates free these days. So Amazon knows that giving you away your book free is you're missing out on sales. It then becomes, how do you engage people to really buy your book on the day, to really want to buy your book? Now you can build your own book readers club. We all can. We'll have to. That's what our
But Annie,
connection.
the thing is, I'm sorry for interrupting, but the thing is, when you go to a bookstore in your local, to your local bookstore, would they accept to give the book to you for free?
No,
Why would we expect that online? When
because
you go to your local bakery, do they give you the bread free of charge?
look, no,
I don't think so.
look. I tell you why they do online, Cyrus. Because there was a day when authors were told, all you have to just get your book in people's hands, and then they'll buy it. Right? Get your book, whether it's free, whether it's a PDF, just get your book in people's hands. They'll buy it. Right? Then Amazon, and the simple trick was, go to Barnes and Noble, go to Ingram Sparks, or go to Drafted Digital. Find someone that will let you print or publish your book and put it on for free. And then go to Amazon and say, Amazon, look at this. They're doing my book for free. You're charging them X amount. They're going to go and get it from there. Don't you care? Amazon used to say, oh, we do care. So let's price match, right? So we'll do it for free here as well. Now Amazon says, we don't give it flying monkeys. We couldn't care less. There's no free on Amazon at all. If they want to give it away free, they can, right? We know, but we know we're the biggest bookstore in the world, so we don't care, But you can't have it free here. So now our world is changing. Is the point, right? Amazon changes every day, but so this the power that book promotion sites had is waning by a long way. The numbers don't justify the costs. And Paulette came to me recently, and she wanted to know. She was like, should I put my book in this book in this book promotion thing? I'm like, no, because £1,500 to do some emails, to do some social media, to do X, like I've shown you, is flushing money down the toilet. There's no guaranteed results. I can guarantee for my readers to buy 600 copies of your book if you insist, but it costs money. And every book readers, the book promotion sites cost money as well now, as you saw. 1.5 to be in the magazine. Yeah, thanks. The magazine that no one's gonna read. What's the point of that? Joni, how are you doing? Talk to us. What are you thinking?
Well, basically, I'm thinking that if you put words to paper, which really is a very special step for you to take, and that's important. You want to follow up with all the right important next steps. And I agree completely with Annie because I also, Paulette and I have had discussions about how we fell victim to some kind of scammy marketing companies that really did not follow through. So I think, the way of going to an editor at Simon and Schuster or something like that's it's just not going to happen for your first book. It's just not going to happen at all anymore. But going to a reputable source is certainly going to help you, and going to someone you trust who has experience in this business is going to help you. And also going to your friends who are fellow authors, just like what struggles they have been through, so you can kind of not make the same mistakes. I know all of our parents try to do that, like, we don't want you to make the same mistakes as us, but we all don't listen. But as an author group, it does help just to have the knowledge of kind of the right places to showcase your talents, because it's your talents. It's not theirs, it's yours, and you want to protect that. So
I totally agree with you. I think I love your point about collaborating, joining with other authors, right? So if you can find other authors who write in the same genre as you do, their readers might be interested in your book, right? You can, it's the friends you make that you can sell your books through.
Yeah.
And of course, they can sell their books through, through your network as well. That's a lot more stable, a lot more guaranteed, a lot more secure than aiming for
more like authentic. Honest. Because there's just a lot of dishonesty. Because people still really like to read books, and they like to read books, listen to books, and there's people who love all different types of genres. So it's not a dying form. It's just the way the form is put out there that may be dying. And now we're left to navigate kind of how the best way there is to do that. The first book I'm putting out there is a children's book. So of course I talked to Paulette, who put out children's books. We had a little bit of a different reason to put them out, but still it's important to, just connect with other real human beings.
I agree. No, that's totally
agree. Is at Walloon Lake, Michigan for the 4th.
Thank you so much, Joni. That is great advice. And I will say, build a community and build it slowly. I know we all want things fast. We all want to go global instantly, right? I will tell my author friends, I challenge you to do book signing events locally. Now, you're going to schools, local schools, Jodie, to start, right? I'm
Yep.
saying, you start local, and then your circle gets bigger and bigger. Now you've done book signings in your town, and now you've done book signings in your state. I'm saying,
Yeah.
that's several book signings. Now you got people who know you. That's your
It's
community.
like any like those all of if anyone has kids who are middle school or high school, they all want to go viral on their YouTube, on their TikTok. Do you know how many kids actually go viral? Do you know what happens with those kids? Like when they go viral, they get loco, and then they're sent to rehab.
It's like a disease, Jade. It's like a disease. Like, I always say this, it's like being a virus, right?
Yesterday, and my kids about lost their mind.
Really?
No, it's a 0.001% or something like so extreme that your post goes viral, and then they hear about it. They're like, why isn't my post going viral? That's the same as a book. Like, you don't need it to go global right away. You do it where you can, and that's really the best advice that Annie has kind of imparted on me, and I am following it.
Yeah, because it's a way journey. To say we'll start slow, we'll build slow, but we'll build with intention, and we'll build by being genuine. As you say, it's about being a person, right?
Yes.
Our readers are people. So we just relate to them as people. And your first book, it's your worst book. Yeah, I just said that. It always is. No, for everyone. No, for most people, the first book is not the best.
That's again that 0.001%. Like it's you are probably not the 0.001%.
You may be. I'm not gonna knock you down and say
that's great.
Right, but we'll start somewhere. But literally, say I work on the plan of my 10th book. It's gonna be my best book because by then you've learned a lot, right? You've learned how to write. You've learned how to tell stories. You've learned how to really engage readers.
Yes.
And there's many other quotes when it comes to writing books. How do you start the chapter in an engaging way to have a hook? And how do you end the chapter to leave an open door for the next chapter? So these are things we learn with time. Yeah. And through writing books and then people giving us feedback. Give yourself that space. Give yourself that space.
And that is good. Feedback. Because my little guy who's my two nephews, and he is so cute, and he is 8 years old, and we were reading my story together. He's like, Anthony, these words these are hard words to pronounce. And so I was like, I get that. This is a hard word to pronounce. And so kind of took a step back and re-examined a couple of the ways that I was going to present the book. And so very much so, it just other people who are like-minded can really help you and accept the constructive criticism.
Yeah. Look, I'm not hating on book promotion sites. Like I say, I've got one. I'm a member of one, right? And I leverage my one. But I know my one does what we say we do on the tin, and that's what people pay me for when they pay for a bestseller, right? I'm saying, now one thing I would say about book promotion sites, they're very good for that pre-publishing stage journey.
Okay.
You want people to read your book. It's not a book yet; it's a manuscript, right? If you want them to read your PDF and give you feedback, they're good at that because they've got many readers.
Yeah, it's going through it and saying you made this incorrection. Like they just have AI going through it, right? I mean,
but then you're giving away your manuscript for free, right? Which is if that's your thing.
They're not there.
Right, if that's your thing to give away for free, you do you, right? Well, don't expect sales on the back of that. So you get engagement, of course. you might get some review ratings, but you're not going to get book sales the way people, the way they promise you, the way people think they will. Cyrus, I see you flashing your mic, my friend.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're writing your first book or selling it, you are in the wrong game. The first one paves the way for the second and the third one. And then when you're selling the second and the third one, the first one gets sold even better, even more, right? So write it not with the intention of making money out of it. Write it with the intention of getting better known to the community that you're going to serve. And the books get sold by the community, not by you.
That's isn't that the truth there? That's the point, right? Build your own community. We all can. These events give us a window to the world that we never had. That we couldn't build communities before. Trying to build a community by doing posts was never going to work, right? Now, we really can build a community of people who know us, like us, trust us, and they want to support whatever we're doing.
That's true.
That's social media today. It's not about going viral, becoming a virus, as I say.
Right, finding a good community. That's
great.
great.
It's like, and some looks. Don't be glass-eyed and thinking, oh, they got thousands of people in a network. Again, I know people who have 100,000 people in a network on their email list, yet they can't get to bestseller on launch date. They can't sell 100 copies of books, even 100,000. And these aren't just LinkedIn people. I know it's widely known. Many people, many authors build huge lists. They can't sell 100 copies of the book. That's the best difference. No, Cyrus, you sounded like you were an alien for a second. No, you have to move. You have to move. You have to move somewhere
somewhere else.
Turn left. Turn left.
Can I say one thing, Cyrus, while you're moving? So I'm just going to give a shout out to my favorite bookstore on the planet. I have been to many, and it's McLean and Eakin in Petoskey, and it is the most wholesome, wonderful bookstore that has the greatest recommendations. And I swear to goodness, like a genius, person who's in the English department at University of Michigan just comes and works there for a year because they just love books so much, all of the staff. And they are sort of like a dying brand where you find these local little bookstores that are wonderful. And so McLean and Eakin, they also do a monthly book group, like different books, and it's just charming. And sometimes life needs a little bit of charm. So shout out to them.
Yeah. And they're local as well to you, Joni. They're real people. They're we tell you we must stop thinking of people as if they're just numbers and logos on our screen. They're real. A real store. It has real people who put a lot of effort into keeping the store going for our benefit, right? And the same as in a bookstore. It's all about whether we can engage with them and support them rather than just buying our books online. Cyrus, try again, my friend.
Is it better now?
Yay! We found you, Cyrus.
So, speaking of shout outs, let me give a shout out to Joni, who's more consistent recently. I can see an author taking shape and taking form. Well done, and I can see a good author coming out of it because after the first book, technically you will be an author, and you are community oriented. And
thank you. Well, I'm already an author. I mean, I wrote for my school newspaper. I did all the features columns, so I have some stuff under my belt, all right. But
That's good.
that
That's
was
fantastic. So
20 years ago. So
for other authors, we're gonna, for the up and coming ones, or even more experienced ones. So the suggestion I'm going to make today, in terms of their SEO and in terms of their website, is that what I have come to realization about authors is that obviously I talk to them on the daily, right? So I talk to people like Annie, I talk to people like almost everyone in our community. So they either I contact them or they contact me, and we sit down and have an honest conversation without naming names. I'm gonna tell you guys, you need some sort of monitoring in terms of monitoring your website statistics, like how much traffic you have, and how much daily visits you're getting on your LinkedIn profile. If you don't know your statistics, there is nothing that you can do to improve it, because you don't know where you're lacking, right? So find yourself a good website creator. Talk to me, talk to anyone you want.
yeah.
Anyway, create yourself a website. Find yourself a website creator, or do it yourself. You can do it yourself as well. So, and let that website run for 6 months. So then the website captures the data and hands it to you between so it gives you the data every 30 days, every week, every day, every hour even, and tells you. So now what I'm going to share with you guys blew me away. So whenever I come to Annie's live events, within the 30 days, the minimum that gets added onto my website's 30-day views is an extra 1,000. What does that tell you? What that tells you is, if I come to Annie's live events like twice or 3 times a month, and then I go in and check, I find an easily added on 1,000 to 1,500 views. So that tells me when you go live, there are 2 types of traffic. One, people who come here and stay, like me and Joni and Christiana and Michael and Dr. Oksana and many other people like Lisa Fevik. So we come here and we stay. Thomas and Natalie Thomas. So we come here and we stay, and we help the show. We get involved in the show. So we are the ones that actually persevere through the show, and we stay with the show, right? There are thousands of people who come through every live event who may stay there somewhere between a few seconds to a few minutes before they leave, right? So if you have some sort of website and you put that website under the screen, at the bottom of the screen, people will remember it. There are also thousands upon thousands of people who will watch the show later on, right? So please remember, you need traffic. Traffic is the number of people who come through to your website or your LinkedIn profile. So give them something to check out. So because it's like a shop. You need high footfall, okay? High number of people who come to your shop. Some people will make a purchase. Some people are just window shopping, right? So it doesn't really matter. It's just a numbers game, isn't it? So there are people who will definitely make a purchase because they know you as a brand. So what do I mean as a brand? A brand is a promise. So when they talk to Joni, they for sure they're going to get some sort of value, learn something, and even though she's of the younger generation, she has the experience of the previous generations built in her. That is something that is an added value. So you're talking to an experienced, committed person, right? So that is the brand that I can see here, right? So that is the brand that I would definitely purchase from. Okay, so some people buy the product, some people buy the brand. Okay, so I buy the brand, and when I'm desperate, I buy products. When I take my time, I buy brands. Okay, that's how customers behave, right? Yeah, thank you, Annie.
No, thank you.
Hey, Cyrus, do you know one thing that you said? I loved everything that you said, and I really took it to heart about you just understanding how to make yourself sort of a reachable, I would say. But you said something so Australian that I thought was adorable. You said nothing. And that's so Australian. You just were like, oh, it's like nothing.
That's nothing.
Nothing. It's a coconut thing. Nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing like the word nothing.
It's not British. It's Australian, and I would say nothing. That, but it was so cute.
Well, Australians are some sort of British as well. Like
I know a lot of people can't recognize those accents, but yes, and here over in the great USA, we have a lot of accents too, and sometimes I don't understand what people are saying. So, and they're in my own country, so it's so cute.
I think on that point, Jonah, to just make you laugh. Last night I was doing a post with one of my UK clients. I wanted a UK voice, but Runway hasn't got enough voices that I liked. I wanted an Australian guy to be the voiceover.
I could have done it. I could have said a cuppa. I could have said biscuit. I want to use the loo. I have to rod the telly. Wait, I don't know what that means actually.
When we're doing your dinosaur promotion videos, Jenny, we'll use.
I'll do it in all accents. Yeah, the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, look.
I feel like Whisper Boy could definitely, he could add some voices if I do an audio. I really want to expand it to a TV show. That's really what's in my mind. So, I feel like Whisper Boy could be one of them.
you hear Cyrus, people like Cyrus more often than we might realize. They say, because he uses his voice a lot more often than people know. And I say, of course, I don't you know that my opening song, my closing song, my music for my shows, they're all Cyrus's creation. You mentioned TV.
Oh, Cyrus, you're just so talented. I really we're gonna need to connect individually.
Sure.
But he is talented.
I'm not talented. I'm lucky. I'm just lucky. That's all.
Oh, you're hard working, my friend. As Christiana said, you're a doer. You're a doer, Cyrus. You're a doer, and the gods love a doer. The world loves a doer. You're that guy.
Regarding the TV idea, right?
Yes,
it is. Yes. It has been.
Where I want to take my.
Yeah, this idea has been being formed for a while. And I am picking only 10 friends of mine on LinkedIn. Then we are creating a small network of just under 100,000 viewers, and we're going to start from there. And on this network, we're just advertising people's websites, books, authors. People advertising authors, and so imagine all day on all of the channels there's going to be channels comprised of authors. Like on one channel we're going to have Joni, on one channel we're going to have Annie, and on a particular time of the day you're going to get Michael. So there's going to be different shows throughout the day in a consistent way. And the way we've designed it is that it's going to be across all platforms. It's not just going to be on LinkedIn. It's going to be on Facebook. It's going to be on YouTube, Instagram, and this is brilliant.
You stay away from TikTok because it's Chinese or what? Kidding. Continue. I'm kidding.
Thank you so much, Annie. Back to you, my friend.
So thank you.
Anyways, Annie, I have to get going too,
Yes,
but
yes.
I just want to say nothing is better than America today. Nothing is better. And I'm going to take my son.
Nothing's better.
Yeah,
Nothing
better.
better
It's better.
Better.
Yeah, definitely better.
than a little cool treat. I don't even know. I went Scottish there too. Okay.
The YouTube made me
I'll
laugh.
see you guys
Thanks.
next week when I'm back in Ho-Hum, Chicago.
Yeah, enjoy your boat trip. I said, I would know your new version will be up tonight, and let's see where you go with it next, right? And then
Sounds
we'll
great.
talk about publishing,
Thank
hopefully
you,
the next
Angels.
week.
Okay.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you so much, everyone
Bye.
who's joined us. Thank you, Cyrus. Enjoy your ice cream, by the way, and your boat trip. You know,
Peace out in the USA.
very sweet. But my friends, join us again in 2 weeks' time. So my next show tonight is a Positivity Live with Zion. We're talking about collaboration over competition. So do join us for that as well. Cyrus, you're a star, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. I've done the scrolling banner's going, Cyrus. So I think it helps when people watch the replay as well, right? Because they can see the
Absolutely.
banner. It is there. If you don't use that for that feature, even using the background, I think that all helps, right? So my friends, thank you so much. Cyrus, have yourself a good day. No 4th of July for you.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for watching, and if you're watching the replay, you've been watching the right channel for you. Any song. Thank you.
You see, I think the one thing I've learned from now that I'm going to do from now on, Cyrus, is get people to drop their and the people in the studio to drop their LinkedIn or their best connection, their best contact link in the comments, so people can actually connect with them, right?
Absolutely. And if they want, they can drop all of their socials in there.
Yeah.
And then that will help us in the process, in the selection process. You never know. You might be one of those lucky people who's going to be selected amongst the 10 people that we're going to take on board. Or should I say 8? Because one of them is me, the other one is Annie. So it's going to be Annie. So, 8.
Right, I'm sure it sounds like Joni will be on board as well. So, and Joni has a decent network.
Hopefully.
So,
yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy. Bye.
Thank you.
Every step forward is a new beat to your drum, but she's